Gas prices across the country are climbing fast as the conflict in Iran continues, and people at the pump are asking if this is fueled by real supply problems or panic pricing.
All you're seeing is a lot of supply disruption. There's a lot of supply coming off the market.
Jay Young, the CEO of an oil and gas investment firm in Dallas, says it's not panic pricing. The global supply shock is real. The longer Iran blocks traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, the bigger the impact.
And when you have a fifth, 20% of all oil in the world that goes through this one spot, and you have that kind of disruption, oil prices are global demand, supply. We're seeing some incredible disruptions right now in prices.
But for drivers, what matters is what's happening here at the pump. The national average hovering around $4 per gallon. Experts warn that it won't stop here.
I see 30, 60 days. I think we're going to go into the $5 gasoline. And if you can, go fill up today, go fill up that lawnmower, go fill up anything you can right now, because I feel like the prices, they're not going to come down.
I do have to level with people on that. This will not be easy. It is now clear that the impact of this war will affect the future of our country.
The war in the Middle East has caused the biggest spike in petrol and diesel prices in history. Australia is not an active participant in this war, but all Australians are paying higher prices because of it. If you can switch to catching the train or bus or tram to work, do so. That builds our reserves and it saves fuel for people who have no choice but to drive. The months ahead may not be easy.
The next part of the challenge that we were facing was the supply and the pricing of petroleum products. Our authorities are all continuing to find new sources for the supply. And although we cannot be assured right now of the supply, we can be sure that at least for 45 days we will be all right.
Efisiensi mobilitas, termasuk pembatasan penggunaan kendaraan dinas 50%, kecuali untuk operasional dan kendaraan listrik, dan mendorong penggunaan transportasi publik. Untuk memastikan distribusi BBM, pemerintah akan melakukan.
I'll go ahead and translate what he actually wanted to say in plainest terms. Hard times are ahead. Very frivolous times are upon us. What he meant to say is, you will own nothing, and you will be happy about it or unhappy about it, but regardless, you will own nothing and be satisfied or unsatisfied. Energy prices are going to reach new highs. Food prices are going to reach new highs. Global prices are going to reach new highs. What he really wanted to say is, this is the new norm. There is no coming back from this. I want y'all to understand, pay attention to this, because I keep telling y'all, they've already started the ships. They've already started the propellers. They've already started the engines, right? We're going. Choo, choo. The train is going, right? Remember pre-COVID? Remember pre-COVID? Everybody talks about pre-COVID. Oh, the prices were low. Groceries were low. Gas wasn't that high. Rent didn't explode, right? Everybody thought after the pandemic, right? Everybody thought after that the prices were going to go back down. Y'all thought that the corporations were going to say, you know what? Prices been too high for the people, right? The people have been suffering. Let's lower rent, right? Let's lower gas. Let's lower the food prices. Let's lower the cost of this. Let's lower the cost of that. No, we don't want the people to suffer, right? Let's lower the cost of their energy bills. Let's lower the cost so people can have a better time in life. No, sirski. No. What they said is, God damn, we made so much money. And then we did it with less people. Let's see how many more people we can do it without. Let's go ahead and continue these layoffs, right? Let's go ahead and continue charging them these prices. Let's see how long we can get away with it. Let's see if they will actually revolt. Let's see if they will actually get out here in the streets and say something before we got to bring it back down. And they seen how sheeply, right, if that's even a word, they seen how many sheep existed in this world, and they were like, they started rubbing their hands like Birdman, right? I can't get to my other hand, but they start rubbing their hands like Birdman. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Right? After they seen how many of you sheep did exactly what the government told you to do. Yep, go in a house and lock your doors, right? Go in your house and lock your doors. Don't come outside, right? Whatever outside is the scary boogeyman, and it's taking people out by the dozens. It's taking people out by the millions. Don't come outside. Don't travel, right? Go in your house, right? Quarantine yourself in your bedroom. Stay away from your loved ones. Stay away from your kids, right? Oh, you sick? Well, you can't see your loved ones. You can't see your kids. Nothing. You did exactly what the government told you to do. So don't get upset and mad when they're doing exactly what the people are allowing. And yes, they're doing exactly what the people are allowing. You have been engineered into your own oblivion. You've been engineered to your own demise, right? And as you can see, country after country after country are basically saying the same thing. That's looking a little fishy to me. I don't know about you, but that's looking like many people are in cahoots together, right? Looking like many people are rubbing their hands like Birdman. Seems like many people are in somebody's pockets, right? But the people, the general pop, are going to be the ones that suffer. Listen, this is the new norm. I want y'all to get used to it, right? I keep telling y'all, right? There won't be a revolution, right? There won't be any riots. No, there won't be any of that. What there's going to be is losers and winners. That's all that it's going to be. What we're seeing is the deregulation of society, right? I want y'all to pay attention. Everything that we can think of, especially in the West, especially in America, we're seeing capitalism become even more deregulated. So what does that exactly mean? The penalties of poverty will be even harsher than before, right? They were already harsh throughout the world. If you ever traveled and if you ever seen real poverty, well, it's about to get 10 times worse. Those same people who suffer the penalties in other countries, right? And quote unquote third world countries, well, they're about to suffer even harsher penalties.
I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here, and I'm not done. This is the escape blueprint, PFP life, a way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The Escape Blueprint, PFP Life.
Right? America, right, don't really understand real poverty, but America is about to understand real poverty in just a moment. Un momento. Y'all about to understand, because over the next, I can't even say 5 years at this point. Over the next 3 years, we're already seeing food pantry lines, right? The food pantries are running out of food. The food pantries, they're not getting enough money to be able to sustain the food pantries. Do y'all not understand? You have people getting laid off left and right. At the same time, inflation. At the same time, price gouging, right? At the same time, there are no jobs available. Yeah, this is a recipe for disaster. This is a recipe for a depression. This is a recipe for poverty, right? Especially if you're not prepared on what is to come, right? It makes no sense in America. They're about to clean house with cars. Absolutely. Right? It's not even going to make sense to even own a car in a few years. How energy prices are going, the cost of cars, right? And then America, especially separating themselves from the rest of the world, right? When we source all of these parts from other countries, we're separating ourselves from other worlds. We're making it more expensive to bring in foreign imports. Listen, the cost of owning a car is just going to be, it's not even going to be sustainable. And then with gas prices, with oil prices, cost of repairs, most of you might not even be able to own a car. Or you may have to, there's going to be, and it's already happening. People are choosing between, well, should I just stay in my car? Should I just live in my car? Or should I have a place to rent? At this point, when you're talking about the average car note is around $1,000. Jesus Christ. The average cost, right, is the cost of rent about 5 to 6 years ago for a 1-bedroom, about $1,000. People are choosing between staying in their car and actually staying in a place to lay their head down. Go ride around your nearest Planet Fitness. Go ride around your nearest 24-hour spot, especially in the big city. Go ride around there. Look how many cars are in the parking lot. Look at who's actually sitting in the parking lot, right? When I get off work, when I go to Planet Fitness, right? I'm not at Planet Fitness anymore, but when I go to Planet Fitness, there's countless cars in the parking lot, right? Not saying that it's crazy, but there's enough to be like, dang, people are here. I don't see them in the gym. Well, people in their car sleeping. I've seen campers in the parking lot. I've seen cars just sitting there in the parking lot. If their windows are not super tinted, you can see that somebody has the seat lean back, getting some rest. Oh yeah, we're in those times. We are in those times where you have to pick and choose now. No, you can't have everything. That's why I get a little livid when people start talking about, well, I should just have one job and be able to survive. Man, then don't survive. Don't survive. People say that like you're really given a choice. Right? Just to survive, you got to have more than one job. Just to survive. If you're not making 100 in many cities, but ultimately, right, if you're not making 125, 130 and up, yeah, you're probably going to have a little bit of side income. You got to have a little bit of side income. And best believe if you make under 100, yeah, you definitely going to need something on the side. You definitely going to have to be shaking a little booty, right? For the women, you probably, listen, I'm not here to judge. I understand, right? Sell a little, you know who, or something, sell a little wee. In this economy, listen, I can't even be mad at the dope boys in this economy, right? It's winner takes all at this point. It's killed or be killed at this point. It's eat or be eaten at this point. So all of the dope boys, listen, man, I ain't got nothing to say. They screwing you. So, hey, you got to do what it do. Right? But this is unprecedented times where they are literally setting up the board for you to not even be able to survive. For you to not even be able to own anything. Owning a car is damn near in the future going to be like, it's already happening right now, but it's going to be like owning an actual place. Right? It's going to be like owning a place at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if they start customizing cars to be fit for actually living in long term. Which people are already living in their cars long term. I wouldn't be surprised if newer model cars start coming out where they design it for people to actually live in. Right? Normal everyday cars. I wouldn't be surprised. Right? People already can't afford rent. People are already behind on their mortgages. Right? These energy shocks, listen, we're actually not even feeling it at its totality yet. They're talking about 3 years in the future. Right? They're talking about in the future. What we're seeing now, it's not even in its full strength right now. Right? It's not even in its full strength. The markets have to rebalance. I want y'all to understand. You're talking about, and that's if this war continues, right? If the Strait of Hormuz continues to stay locked down, or at least locked down to the west, right? You're talking about 20%. 20% of oil is coming through, of the world's oil is coming through the Strait of Hormuz, which is shut down. Then you're talking about 20 to 30% of ammonia, urea, right? Which is used to coincide with nitrogen production to be able to produce fertilizer, which is used in most of the world to be able to prepare crops, especially during harvest season. If that is locked down, you're talking about unprecedented times. We won't feel that shock of what is going on until probably 2 years down the road when the market has to rebalance itself. Right now, companies are still going through reserves. Oil companies are going through reserves, right? And like I've said before, United States has plenty of oil. The Americas probably won't even deal with the shortage of oil, but we will deal with the price of oil per barrel. But that's not even the most important part. The most important part is taking the food off the market, the ability to produce worldwide. That will be unprecedented. And we are not yet seeing these shock waves at its totality shock the world. But it's coming. If this continues, it's coming. Hopefully it don't continue. I'm not the one that's hoping that it's continue. Why would I hope that it continues? I hope that it doesn't continue and we can move on with the regular scheduled program. But it's looking like people are going to start having to cut meals. We may get to a point where you may have to cut out that third meal. Especially you Americans, you're already fat. You probably, listen, y'all need to cut meals anyway. Right? It's time to start cutting. It's cutting season. Right? You have to do what you got to do. Because guess what? They're going to do what they got to do. The elite's going to do what they got to do for their family. They're going to fill their pockets. Hell, they don't even care illegal or not. They don't care lawful or not. They're going to do what they got to do. Now, I'm not telling you to go out here and break no laws. But what I am telling you is it's survival of the mother flipping fittest out here. And either you're going to get it how you live or you're going to get rolled over. They get in it how they live. They up there. Come on now. They doing all kinds of freaky things for some change. Right? All kinds of people filling their pockets up. But you must obey the law. You need to pay your taxes. Yup. As an American citizen, it is your duty to, that sounds like some, come on, bro. That's indoctrination. That's propaganda. Yeah, you pay your taxes. Meanwhile, we don't pay no taxes. Yep, the elite don't pay taxes. Right? I mean, they pay taxes, but not as much as you do. I want y'all to prepare yourself. And if you want to learn the tools and the knowledge and the wisdom to prepare yourself for the new world, listen, come over to the Patreon and join the family. We just had a call yesterday. We have group sessions every Friday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm thinking about adding an extra day just so other people can get in because the time may not work for everybody. But come over there, and not just only the group calls, but I have hundreds of videos. Right now, we're still in phase 2, which is alignment. And I'm teaching guys how to align with what they want, with the goals that they set out to achieve, and also how to become ambitious enough and motivate and create your own energy so you can get out here and go get it. And also we talk about geomaxing as well, because as you know, listen, we're unprecedented times in America, and you got to position yourself and your family in a country that is going to work for you. America is really not working for the people. America's only working for the elite. So this can be a very good time for you to position yourself somewhere else where you have the leverage and you can maximize your potential in that. Listen, hit that link in the description, come over to the Patreon, join the family, come learn a lot, the knowledge, and come and get the tools that you need. Listen, the after pill is the ideology. The escape blueprint is the framework. And PFP life is how you should live. Purpose, freedom, and power. I'll see y'all on the next one. Be safe out here, stay vigilant, and I'll see y'all. Peace.
I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here, and I'm not done. This is the escape blueprint, PFP life, a way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The escape blueprint, PFP life.